But you suggest area of mine.
Well, I just got off the train back there. That's the little train station in Chemult. And I'm walking in the pitch black trying to find my hotel here. I think it's right up ahead. This little tiny road stop town. And yeah, after a full day of being on buses and trains again, I'm gonna crash out and then wake up early tomorrow. I'm gonna hike that's my hotel right over there, says vacancy. And then I'm gonna hike right up the road that way just a couple of blocks and back off into the trees, and about 13 miles to get to the PCT. So that's what the PCTA says they would like you to do to get around the fire closure that's north. So that's what I'm doing. All right, I'm waiting for some cars to go by here, and then I'm gonna head over and I'll catch you tomorrow morning. All right, it's a chilly morning, taking off from the hotel. Ready to get back on the trail after these couple of days off. See what today holds. Looking forward to getting this whole reroute done, about first maybe 10 miles or so, and then should be on the actual PCT. So all I have to do is figure out how to get there. Well, these are my first couple miles this morning. Walking down the highway, getting blasted by the cold breeze of the trucks going by. I think I've probably done a mile. I probably just have one more mile. Now, I'll still be doing a whole bunch of road walking, but at least I'll be off this highway. Well, I'm just about halfway to the lake and about a third of the way to the PCT. And, you know, it's been fine hiking. I mean, I don't love hiking on a gravel road, but, you know, it's pretty out here and it's been nice, so that's all good. So one thing that has changed now is, you know, Tiger Lily was off trail for a couple of weeks when I went through Oregon, and when she decided to come back out here, you know, she decided to hike with me. We'd hike together, get to Canada. But now that we finished that, and I've turned around to come and do this, do the rest of this stuff southbound, she has decided she really wants to get Oregon done, the part that she had missed that I already did, because, you know, there's not that much long before winter hits up here. So anyway, instead of continuing to hike with me, she's decided to work south through Oregon for 2 or 3 weeks, and then she'll jump into California and start working on some of that stuff as well. But probably I'll be hiking by myself for the remainder of this. So, you know, I mean, sleeping in my little one-man tent again. You know, probably not taking these nice zeros like we just did in Cascade Locks and things like that as often. And, you know, I'll just be out here walking a lot. So, anyway, you see the sun is starting to come out. I guess it's been out kind of, but there's a lot of spotty clouds and it's been sort of trapped partially behind those. And it's been a little chilly, but now it's starting to warm up a bit, so that's nice. But it's definitely getting colder. You can definitely tell it's fall. And it was, gosh, I think it was 37 degrees when I left the hotel room this morning. Started walking, and every day looks like that. Like it's going to be really lucky to have an evening in the 40s, an overnight in the 40s. So there's that. And the other thing that's changing is how long the sun's up. So, you know, we started this trip You know, we'd get up at 5 in the morning, and by the time we got out of the tent, I mean, it was almost bright. We were thinking, gosh, we got to get up earlier. You know, we're missing some time here. We could be hiking. But now, we get out of the tent at 6 o'clock, and it is not, thought I heard something. It is not super bright at all. It's not, I mean, you know, if there are any trees or any cover whatsoever, it's almost pitch black. So, then in the evenings, it's starting to get dark sooner as well. And it hasn't really affected me because I'm not hiking that late. I'm getting there. Well, those dark clouds have been over there all morning. And then they were there, and then they were there. I thought that was going to get rained on. And now they're there. And now I'm walking towards that. So life is looking good. Unless that thing blows in. Oh, only a few more miles. I should be at the PCT. All right, finally a view of the Cascades. So, be there in a few miles, hiking up into that. Glad to get off this gravel road. Sure is boring hiking on a gravel road. All you do is look straight ahead and see the same thing. Well, I've gotten to Miller Lake, but I haven't seen one view of it yet. I can't see any water through there. It apparently is. I think maybe I barely see some blue through there. Anyway, I'll come up here another mile or two, and I think I'll cross a creek that is an outlet for the lake. Be able to get some water there. That'll be my last water for, it's my first water for, it'll be my first water for what, 14, maybe 15 miles today, and then be my last water for about 10 miles till I get to top of Mount Thielsen. Thielsen Creek is up there, I guess, and we'll be able to get some water there. But I'm hoping to get a shot or two of this beautiful lake. Well, this is a gorgeous campground, for sure. And looks like I finally get some views of the lake. Oh yeah, it's gorgeous. It's probably about 50 or 55 degrees out right now, so it's pretty nice as well. And I'm just gonna cruise through here quick, get some water, and keep on going. Looks like maybe I get off the road and get on an actual trail for the last, whatever it is, 2 or 3 miles. That'd be nice. Whew. Sure feels a lot better on my feet than that gravel road does. Alright. I get to see the lake a little longer. I think this trail is going to work all the way around the side of the lake over there, so I'm hoping. Getting a little view of Miller Lake as I climb. Almost to the PCT. Come on, baby. All right, here I am at the junction of Miller Lake Trail and PCT. So if I were to go that way, north on the PCT, I would, after a few miles, hit a fire closure. And if I were to transport myself 41 miles, about 41 miles north, I would be at Highway 58, where Tiger Lily and her friends dropped me off several weeks ago to start hiking north in Oregon and finish finish up that part of Oregon. So I was really hoping to get back to that same point and hike all the way south here, but there's still a fire closure. In fact, it's even bigger, I think. So can't do that. So I hiked in from Miller Lake, and now I am heading south on the PCT towards Crater Lake. And I have actually, just by chance, about the exact same amount of miles to go south. So it'll be somewhere around 40, 41 miles, in that ballpark anyway, to get down to Highway 62, which is south of Crater Lake. And that is the point where Tiger Lily and I finished hiking with her friends several weeks ago. And then we all drove into the Crater Lake and had lunch. And then they routed me around north to Highway 58 so I could keep hiking around the fire closure. So anyway, I'm having to make up this section, as you're figuring out. And so yeah, it'll be about a little less than 37 miles to get to the Crater Lake kind of village area, or whatever, where I can fill up water and maybe grab a meal or something, and then finish walking down to that highway and try to hitch to my next section I need to do. But my focus right now is getting about 9.5 miles to the top of Mount Thielsen, or at least get up there where the creek is so I can get my next water. So woohoo! Long morning. It's almost noon, but I'm back on the PCT. Feels good. I'm adding miles now to this year and get this sucker done yet. Well, I'm loving this trail. Totally different than what we've been hiking through, you know, just super nice dirt and needles. Probably needles. I know it's not going to be like this forever, but lots of blowdowns. There's 3 there. Here's one here. I've already crossed quite a few. There's another one up ahead. So I don't know if that's going to be how it is, you know, all the way into Crater Lake for this next day and a couple of days, or not, but it looks like it might be. There's another one right there. It's really gorgeous in here. It's kind of a shock to the system. I love this, you know, it's so open, and Washington was, of course, beautiful, but you know, it was also just so lush that it was just overgrown everywhere. I mean, you couldn't step your foot off the trail hardly, you know. If you wanted to find a place to tent, it was nearly impossible because, you know, it's just thick growth everywhere. And so it's a nice change of pace to be back here where it's a little bit more open, and it's nice to be able to just see back in, see off of the distance just a little ways everywhere you're at, instead of only being able to see like right in front of your face. Well, I stopped for a quick lunch, and of course it's not super warm, so I got a little chilly sitting there having lunch. But also, when I sat down for lunch, it was a little over 50 degrees. And now a half hour later, it's like 41 or 42. Has gotten substantially colder. So I am hiking fast, trying to warm up. And hopefully that'll work to my advantage. Keep me from sweating. Let me move pretty fast. But if I can't warm up, I'll have to stop and grab something warm to put on. Well, that's a lot of kilometer stuff. It doesn't really matter to me. But somebody put a whole bunch of effort into it. It's kind of cool. Hey, so right now I'm at just about 7,200 feet. So I'm up here in the clouds right now at just about almost to the highest point on the PCT in Oregon at 7,573 feet. All right, highest point on the PCT in Oregon. Woohoo! And here's the sign. And it says 7,560 feet, even though the app I have says 7,573 feet. Now somebody's off 13 feet somewhere. Oh well, I guess we'll survive. Well, on a side note, it has now dropped down to 35 degrees, which stinks. That's lower than what the low was supposed to be tonight. So that means it's almost certainly going to freeze tonight, and possibly a very hard freeze. So it's gonna be cold. Don't really have everything I need. I'm betting Tiger Lily doesn't either to stay super warm. So we'll be a little cold and have to make sure the water filters don't freeze and the water doesn't freeze, that stuff. So what a pain. Got to get moving south fast. It's getting colder fast up here in Oregon. Well, dang it, I was hoping to wait until I got to the water source up here to stop and put on warmer clothes while my water was filtering, just be fishing about it, but it started sprinkling. Now at these temperatures, I don't want to be damp even, so anyway, throw on my rain gear. I'll go another couple of miles to the water and then start thinking about where I'm going to tent tonight. Try to find the warmest place I can. All right, I have reached Thielsen Creek. Awesome. Thielsen Creek, pretty cool. It comes directly from the Lathrop Glacier, which I don't know if we'll be able to see up here or not. But it is super important on this trail because this is the last water for over 26 miles. So I've got to get enough water to last me tonight, all of tomorrow, and possibly a little bit of the next day if I don't quite make it. The problem is that if I make it all the way tomorrow, I have nowhere to go. I get there at night and I'm like stuck in the, in the village or just on the road. So I may, if I don't get there early enough, have to kind of cut things short and stay somewhere out in the woods tomorrow and then walk into the little store and down to the highway the next day. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna get my water. I'm gonna have to do it fast. I feel really great right now with all my gear on and everything, but man, I stand out here for 5 minutes, I will be freezing. It is so cold. So do it quick and get all bundled up and then head out.